You want the respect. Well, let me tell you something. Suffering is the cover charge for that club. And most people standing outside are complaining about the price instead of paying it and getting in. You think the greats got where they are because everything was easy? Do you think they just woke up one day and success fell into their lap? No. Every single person you admire has gone through something. They went through the fire. They went through the valley. They went through the nights when they didn't know if they were going to make it. But here's the difference between them and everybody else. They understood that the suffering was part of the deal. They didn't run from it. They didn't hide from it. They didn't pretend it wasn't happening. They walked right into it with their head held high because they knew something that most people don't know. They knew that on the other side of that suffering was a version of themselves they hadn't met yet. A stronger version, a wiser version, a more capable version. The suffering wasn't blocking their path to greatness. The suffering was the path to greatness. And that's what you have to understand right now, wherever you are in your journey. If you're going through something hard right now, that's not evidence that you're on the wrong path. That's evidence that you're on the right path. Easy roads don't lead to amazing destinations. You've been invited to something special. The suffering you are experiencing right now is your personal invitation to step into a level of greatness that most people will never even attempt. Most people will see that invitation and send their regrets. They'll say no thank you. They'll take the easy path, but not you. You are reading this right now because something inside you knows you were built for more. You were built to accept that invitation. You were built to walk through that fire. You were built to turn your suffering into your strength. That's not just hope talking. That's truth talking. Every single thing you're going through right now, it ain't random. I need you to hear that. It ain't some cosmic accident. It ain't bad luck. It ain't the universe being cruel to you for no reason. That struggle got your name on it because you're the only one built to handle it. Think about it like this. When a builder needs to construct a massive skyscraper, he doesn't use the same foundation he would use for a little garden shed. The bigger the building, the deeper the foundation has to go. And digging that foundation, that's hard work. That's breaking through rock. That's going deep into the earth, where it's dark and cold and nobody can see the progress. But without that deep foundation, that skyscraper ain't never gonna stand. Your pain right now is digging your foundation. It's going deep. It's preparing you to hold the weight of the success that's coming your way. And trust me, what's coming is so big that you're gonna need every bit of this foundation. God doesn't make mistakes. He's training you for something bigger than you can even imagine right now. He sees the whole picture. He sees where you're going to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. And he knows that you of today ain't ready for that yet. So he's putting you through the training program. He's putting you in the gym. And just like a physical gym, it ain't comfortable. It hurts. You're sore. You're tired. You want to quit. But every rep is making you stronger. Every set is building your capacity. That pain is preparation, baby. It's not punishment. I need you to shift your perspective on this. When that next wave of difficulty hits you, I want you to ask yourself a different question. Don't ask why this is happening to me. Ask what this is preparing me for. Because I promise you there's a purpose in your pain. There's a reason for your struggle. And when you finally step into the destiny that all this suffering has been preparing you for, you're going to look back and say, I get it now. I understand why I had to go through that. I couldn't be who I am today without what I went through yesterday. You know what kills more dreams than failure? Comfort. Comfort will have you sitting on that couch, working that job you hate, staying in that relationship that's going nowhere, all because it's familiar. But let me tell you something. Nothing great ever grew in the comfort zone. Nothing. Comfort is a silent killer. It doesn't come at you loud and aggressive like failure does. Failure gets in your face. Failure makes noise. You know when failure shows up. But comfort sneaks up on you. Comfort whispers sweet things in your ear. Comfort tells you that good enough is good enough. Comfort says, why are you trying so hard? What you got right now ain't so bad. You got a roof over your head. You got food on the table. Why do you want to rock the boat? Why do you want to take risks? Why do you want to make yourself uncomfortable when you could just relax and enjoy what you already have? And that sounds reasonable, don't it? That sounds logical. But here's what comfort doesn't tell you. Comfort don't tell you that you're going to wake up 10 years from now with the same life, the same problems, the same limitations, and a whole lot of regret about what you could have been. Comfort don't tell you that settling is a slow death to your spirit. It doesn't tell you that every day you choose comfort over growth, you're choosing to betray the potential that's inside you. You're choosing to stay small when you were built to be big. See, growth only happens when you're uncomfortable. A caterpillar has to go through the uncomfortable process of the cocoon to become a butterfly. A baby has to go through the uncomfortable process of learning to walk, falling over and over before it can run. Seeds have to break open in the dark, cold ground before they can become mighty trees. You are no different. The discomfort you feel when you're pushing yourself, when you're trying something new, when you're stepping out on faith, that discomfort is evidence that you're growing. That discomfort means you're evolving. That discomfort means you're becoming. So stop running from it. Stop avoiding it. Start embracing it like the gift that it is. Stop crying about the grind and start embracing it. The gym ain't fun, but you love what it does to your body. The late nights ain't fun, but you'll love what they do for your business. The discipline ain't fun, but you're going to love who you become. Fall in love with the process, not just the prize. Here's the problem with most people. They fall in love with the idea of success, but they hate everything it takes to get there. They want to be in shape, but they hate working out. They want to be wealthy, but they hate the hustle. They want to be respected, but they hate doing the work that earns respect. That's like saying you want to get to the beach, but you hate driving, you hate flying, you hate all forms of transportation. Well, guess what? You ain't never getting to that beach. The destination and the journey are a package deal. You can't have one without the other. So you've got to change your relationship with the process. You've got to stop seeing it as the obstacle between you and what you want. You've got to start seeing it as the very thing that's transforming you into the person who deserves what you want. Because here's the truth. If somebody just handed you everything you wanted right now, today, without you having to go through the process, you wouldn't be able to keep it. You wouldn't have developed the skills, the mindset, the character, the discipline to maintain it. That's why lottery winners often end up broke. That's why people who get famous overnight often crash and burn. They got the prize without the process. And the prize needs the process to sustain it. The process isn't just about getting you to the goal. The process is about making you into someone who can handle the goal. So when you're in the middle of the grind, when you're putting in the work, when you're doing the thing that nobody sees, when you're practicing, studying, building, learning, I need you to smile. I need you to recognize that this is the good part. This is where the magic happens. The championship game is exciting, but the championship is won in practice. The wedding day is beautiful, but the marriage is built in the everyday moments. The album release is thrilling, but the art is created in the countless hours in the studio. Fall in love with those hours. Fall in love with the practice. Fall in love with the process. That's where you really become who you meant to be. Right now, you are in the test. You are in the fire. You are in the valley. But let me tell you, when you get out of this, your test becomes your testimony. The same thing that's trying to break you is going to be the exact thing you use to inspire millions. Your message becoming your message. See, nobody wants to hear from somebody who never been through anything. If you get up and tell people about success and you never failed, they can't relate to you. If you talk about peace and you never had anxiety, they can't connect with you. If you speak about overcoming and you have nothing to overcome, your words are empty. But when you've been in the pit and you climbed out, now you've got a story. When you've been broke and you built wealth, now you've got a testimony. When you've been broken and you healed, now you've got a message that can change lives. People don't need your theories, they need your truth. And your truth is being written right now in the middle of your struggle. Every tear you're crying right now is going to water the seeds of somebody else's breakthrough later. Every night you spend on your knees right now is going to be the fuel for somebody else's faith later. You think you're going through this just for you? No. You're going through this for everybody who's going to come after you. You're going through this for everybody who's going to need to hear that if you made it, they can make it too. You're going through this so your testimony can be their hope. But you've got to get through it first. You've got to stay in it. You've got to keep fighting. You've got to keep believing. You've got to keep moving forward even when you can't see the path. Because you can't have a testimony without a test. The test is where your testimony gets its power. Anybody can say they believe in sunshine when the sun is shining. But when you can say you kept your faith in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the darkness, in the middle of the impossible situation, and you came out on the other side, now that's a testimony that can move mountains. So don't waste your test. Don't just go through it. Grow through it. Pay attention. Learn the lessons. Feel the feelings. Remember the moments. Because one day, maybe sooner than you think, you're going to be standing in front of somebody who's in the same place you are right now, and your test is going to become the testimony that saves their life. You don't really know what you made of when everything's going good. Nah. You find out who you really are when your back's against the wall, when the bank account is at zero, when people are counting you out. That's when your true character shows up. Suffering doesn't build character, it reveals it. When life is easy, everybody looks strong. When things are going well, everybody's got faith. When the money's flowing and the relationships are good and the health is fine, everybody's a believer. Everybody's positive. Everybody's motivated. That doesn't tell you anything about who you really are. But pressure, now that's different. Pressure shows you what you really believe. Pressure shows you what you really value. Pressure shows you how deep your roots really go. You think you're patient until somebody tests your patience. You think you're brave until you face something that really scares you. And suffering is the ultimate pressure. Suffering squeezes you. It presses on you from all sides. And whatever's inside you is going to come out. If you're full of fear, fear is going to come out. If you're full of anger, anger is going to come out. But if you're full of faith, if you're full of strength, if you're full of determination, that's going to come out too. This is actually a gift, even though it doesn't feel like it, because you can't fix what you can't see. You can't work on what you don't know about. Suffering is holding up a mirror and showing you exactly who you are right now, not who you think you are, not who you want to be, who you actually are. And maybe you're looking in that mirror and you don't like what you see. Maybe you're seeing weakness you didn't know was there. Maybe you're seeing doubts you thought you dealt with. Maybe you're seeing patterns and habits and reactions that don't serve you. Good. Now you know. Now you can do something about it. Because the beautiful thing about character is it ain't fixed. You ain't stuck being who you are right now. You can grow. You can change. You can develop. You can become stronger, braver, more faithful, more resilient. But first, you've got to know where you're starting from. So thank the suffering for showing you the truth. Thank you for revealing what needs to be worked on. Thank you for exposing the weak spots in your foundation so you can reinforce them. And then get to work becoming the person you need to be, the person you want to be, the person you were created to be. You're going to feel alone. You're going to be grinding while everybody else is partying. You're going to be studying while they're sleeping. And you're going to feel lonely. But that isolation, that's incubation. God is separating you from the crowd because you ain't supposed to be in the crowd. You are being prepared for a different level This is one of the hardest parts of the journey, and I ain't gonna lie to you about it. There's gonna be seasons where you feel like nobody understands you. Nobody gets what you're trying to do. Nobody sees your vision. Nobody supports your dream. And that feeling of being alone can be crushing. Your friends are gonna stop calling because you're not available like you used to be. Your family gonna question your decisions because they don't understand why you're working so hard. People are gonna think you changed, and they're right, you have changed. You're supposed to change. But here's what's really happening in that isolation. You are being separated from distractions. You are being removed from people and situations that would slow you down. You are being placed in a position where you have no choice but to focus, to dig deep, to develop yourself. Think about how things grow. A seed gets planted in the ground, separated from everything, buried in darkness and dirt. It's all alone down there. If that seed could think, it might feel forgotten, it might feel abandoned. But that seed ain't being punished, it's being positioned. It's in the exact right place for the transformation it needs to go through. You're in your underground season right now. You're in the dark. You're in the dirt. You're alone. But roots are developing. Strength is building. You're drawing up nutrients from places you didn't even know existed. And when the time is right, you're going to break through that soil, and the whole world's going to see what was being built in private. Eagles don't fly with pigeons. Lions don't run with hyenas. And you can't hang with everybody and go where you're trying to go. It ain't about being better than anybody. It's about being aligned with your purpose. And sometimes your purpose requires you to be alone for a season. So stop fighting the isolation. Stop feeling sorry for yourself because you're alone. Start understanding that this is strategic. This is intentional. This is necessary. You are being prepared for rooms you ain't been in yet. You are being prepared for opportunities that ain't shown up yet. You are being prepared for a level of success that requires a level of focus you could only develop in isolation. Stop treating failure like it's the end. It ain't the end, it's education. You just paid tuition at the University of Real Life. Every failure teaches you what doesn't work, so you can figure out what does work. Get back up, dust yourself off. You just got smarter. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than ordinary people have even tried. Read that again. They didn't succeed because they never failed. They succeeded because they failed forward. They failed and learned. They failed and adjusted. They failed and got better. You know what the real failure is? The real failure is not trying. The real failure is letting fear keep you on the sidelines. The real failure is giving up after the first setback. When you try something and it doesn't work, you didn't fail. You just found one way that doesn't work. That's valuable information. Thomas Edison tried thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Thousands of times. And when somebody asked him how it felt to fail that many times, you know what he said? He said, "I didn't fail. I just found thousands of ways that don't work." That's a completely different mindset. Most people try something once, it doesn't work, and they say, "See, I knew it wouldn't work. I knew I couldn't do it. I'm just not cut out for this," and they quit. They let one failure define them. They let one setback become their tombstone. They bury their dreams and walk away. But you ain't most people. You're going to see failure for what it really is. It's feedback, it's data, it's information, it's showing you where you need to improve, what you need to learn, and how you need to adjust. That business that didn't work taught you something. That relationship that ended taught you something. That opportunity that fell through taught you something. And here's the beautiful part. You only have to succeed once. You can fail 100 times, but you only need to get it right one time. One right business idea, one right opportunity, one right connection. One moment where everything you learn from all those failures comes together and works. So collect your failures like diplomas. Frame them. Honor them. They're proof that you're in the game. They're proof that you're trying. They're proof that you're not letting fear run your life. And then use what they taught you to get better, to get smarter, to get closer to the success that's waiting for you. Everybody can't do what you're doing. They can't handle what you're handling. They would have quit by now. But you're still here. That struggle is putting you in a different category. It's making you rare. It's making you valuable. Diamonds are made under pressure, baby. See, the marketplace rewards rarity. Common things don't have much value. Everybody has common things, but rare things, unique things, special things, those command a premium. And you are being forged into something rare right now through your struggle. Most people quit when it gets hard. Most people give up at the first sign of resistance. Most people choose the easy path, the comfortable path, the path everybody else is walking. And that's exactly why most people get common results. But the fact that you're still pushing, still fighting, still believing when you got every reason to quit, that's separating you from the pack. That's putting you in rare company. That's developing uncommon strength, uncommon resilience, uncommon faith. You think it's an accident that the most valuable things in nature are formed under extreme conditions. Gold is refined by fire. Diamonds are created under intense pressure deep in the earth. Pearls are formed when an oyster transforms an irritant into something beautiful. The struggle is part of the value creation process. Your struggle is doing the same thing for you. It's applying pressure. It's applying heat. It's taking the raw material of who you are and transforming it into something precious, something valuable, something rare. The easy path doesn't do that. The easy path leaves you common. And when you come out on the other side of this struggle, you're going to carry yourself differently. You're going to talk differently. You're going to think differently. People are going to sense something in you that they can't quite put their finger on. They're going to see strength they ain't used to seeing. They're going to feel a magnetic energy. That's the uncommon spirit that was forged in your struggle. That's the diamond that was created under your pressure. That's the gold that was refined in your fire. And that uncommon quality you carry is going to open uncommon doors, create uncommon opportunities, and lead to uncommon success. Listen, doubt is going to show up every single day whispering, you can't do it. Who you think you are, you ain't qualified. But faith is in the room too. And whichever one you feed is the one that's going to grow. Stop feeding the doubt. Start feeding your faith. This is a battle that happens in your mind every single day. It's the battle between what you fear and what you believe. Between what looks impossible and what you hope is possible. Between the voice that says give up and the voice that says keep going. And here's what you got to understand. Both of those voices are going to be there. You ain't never going to get to a place where doubt just disappears. Even the most successful people deal with doubt. Even the strongest people have moments of fear. The difference is what they choose to focus on. Your attention is like food. Whatever you give your attention to, you're feeding. If you wake up every morning and the first thing you do is think about everything wrong, everything that could go wrong, all the reasons why you might fail, you're feeding your doubt. You're making it bigger, stronger, louder. But if you wake up and you choose to think about what's possible, if you choose to remember what God promised you,